It's almost Turkey Day, so it's time to make a Turkey Day whiskey sour. Let me show you how to make this Thanksgiving cocktail. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, I'm the Whiskey Nerd, and like I said, this week I'm making a Thanksgiving Day cocktail. I'm making a Turkey Day sour. This is a great little kind of riff on that classic whiskey sour. It's pretty simple. It sticks quite close to the original recipe, but it does add a little bit of cranberry sauce into the mix. Just add a little bit of a kind of, well, Turkey Day vibe to this simple cocktail. For the ingredients, we're going to be using bourbon, and the only bourbon that'd be appropriate for a Turkey Day sour is, of course, going to be Wild Turkey. This is Wild Turkey 101. Comes in at 101 proof or 50.5% alcohol, so it does have a nice bit of weight and will stand up to the other flavors we're using in our cocktail. There'll be a bit of lemon juice, some egg white, some cranberry sauce, which is going to add a nice bit of sweetness to the cocktail, as well as some Angostura bitters. Now, for the cranberry sauce, one thing I would note is that you should use some that has a good amount of sugar in it, because we're not using any sugar syrup. You should have a cranberry sauce with a lot of sweetness, so you could use like a jellied cranberry sauce, or one like this that has a nice amount of sugar in it, so that when you shake up your cocktail, when you mix that cranberry sauce into it, you get a lot of sugary sweetness. Because if you use a kind of a natural cranberry sauce that doesn't have a huge amount of sugar, cranberries by themselves can be a bit tart and the cocktail just won't be very balanced. So I've got one there's a nice amount of sugar in it. And that's enough talking about the cocktail. It's time we make it. It is going to be a shake and drink, so we're going to get our mixing tin and we're going to pop a nice rock of ice into there before we measure out the rest of our ingredients. We're going to start off with our bourbon, with our Wild Turkey 101. We're going to go in with 2 ounces of this. So it's going to give us a nice bit of weight, a nice bit of volume to the cocktail as well, and because it is kind of a Turkey Day sour, you're going to be eating a lot, so we'll have a nice amount of booze in it to keep things balanced. Next up, it is 1 ounce or 30 ml of freshly squeezed lemon juice. If you can, always use freshly squeezed, because it does have a nice extra bit of just kind of fresh zing, and it does make a big difference compared to kind of those shelf stable ones you can buy. Next up, it's 1 ounce or the white of 1 egg, which I've already pre-separated there, just like that. And then we're going to go in with our cranberry sauce. So go in with about 1 ounce. Now, cranberry sauce by itself, can't really pour it out, so that's about maybe 2 teaspoons of cranberry sauce into our shaker tin, so that when we kind of shake it all up, we're going to get a nice amount of cranberry flavor into the cocktail, as well as a nice bit of color. Bang the top on, shake it away for about 30 seconds to get everything nicely mixed. Okay, I think that is nicely chilled now, so we're going to bang the top off our cocktail shaker and we're going to get ready to strain it out into a nice chilled coupe glass. Because my cranberry sauce does have a little bit of kind of some bits, some pulp in it, I am going to be double straining it just to make sure we get a nice clean presentation without all those bits in the cocktail. It's just nice and simple, double strain it. Might take a little bit to get through all the pulp, but just going to strain this through nice and simple. Okay, that is almost fully filtered through my little cocktail strainer here. As you can see, it does have a nice head of foam in it, so while we wait for that to fully settle, if you're new here, scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. I put out whiskey cocktails every week, I put out whiskey reviews every week, so if you want to see more like that, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know what kind of cocktail you think I should make in future. Now, just to finish this off, we're going to be going in with a little garnish and with a couple of drops of Angostura bitters up top. You don't really want to use a lot, because you do want to kind of highlight the fact that this is like a cranberry sour, so you don't really want to overpower the other ingredients. So a few drops up top, and just kind of draw a kind of a leaf shape up top of your cocktail like that, and then get a little lemon peel for a final little bit of citrus. Express the oils over the top and pop it down just like that over the edge, and that right there is how I make a Turkey Day sour. Now, this is about as settled as it's going to get, so I think it's time to taste it and see how it is. Cheers. That's lovely. It's obviously a whiskey sour. I mean, the sugar, the lemon juice, the egg white, the bourbon, the bit of bitters up top, it's definitely a whiskey sour. It's definitely familiar, but the cranberries just add a little bit of extra kind of tart notes to it, as well as that sweetness. If you're familiar with cranberries, you know they are quite sweet, but they have a kind of a tangy flavor, and that's definitely come through to the cocktail in more ways than just the color. It's a really nice, simple cocktail, like a whiskey sour. It's not hard to make a good whiskey sour, but if you want to make something like this, I can definitely see it being like a kind of a dessert cocktail. Let's say you just had a massive meal full of turkey, full of all the sides and all the bits and pieces that go with a good Thanksgiving meal, and you want something sweet but not filling. You don't want a whole dessert, you just want something nice. This is definitely something to try out. So if you're enjoying turkey this Thanksgiving, maybe try out a Turkey Day Sour, and I'll see you next time. Slán.